everybody, I don't even have to say, but think of this. For those of you who are thinking about an OMAD lifestyle, which is, that's the one meal a day. But for me, it's not just that. It is really about my health and my wellness and how I take care of myself. And so, guys, I'm going to tell you, you could do all things in the world, but you only get one you, and you only come around this time for me. Let me not point at people because that's rude, but that one time, right? Yeah, that one time, this temple that you have. Let me tell you, Allison, you know, um, being younger and busy with a family and children and work and school and responsibilities and other family members, you sometimes forget about yourself, right? And now that I'm at this place in this space in my life, I can look back and I can say, you know what? What if I had somebody who really held that space for me to tell me even more about taking care of myself? Because yes, I had a lot of others, meaning, buying the workout tapes or going to the gym or being around other people. So I've had exposure to that. But the thing that we don't look at are our labs. Drum roll. And I've been talking about it. I've been talking about menopause. So if you're over 35, it's coming your way. You know somebody who has experienced that. So it's not just about that. But the results that I got, yes, the only Lady J. Let me tell you something, Lady J. Lady J is a health coach, guys. And this morning was one of my late mornings. And guess who was on when I pop open what is this? YouTube. And I wasn't going to work out. I was okay, let me just do some weights. Lady J was on the treadmill. I want to personally thank you. And she got on the treadmill. And what I do at nights, I set up workout clothes the night before. So everything was already set up, but I was like, nah, maybe I'll do it later. Lady J was on the treadmill and she was like, come on, come on, come on. Lady J was like, yes. She was like, come on, get up, go on the treadmill with me. And I was like, hey, coach. So while she was on the treadmill, I got my stuff together, brushed my teeth, did everything because it was my late morning. And guess what, Lady J? I stayed on that treadmill. I was able to watch a few people. And sorry, I was on like for 2 hours, guys. Because whenever I'm on a treadmill, I learn something new. So I'm listening to people. When Lady J was finished, I think she did 300 and something calories. She did an hour, guys. So that's how long I was with you, Lady J. Yes. So thank you for the inspiration. And this is what I'm saying now. The thing with me and this platform, when I come on your channel, I want to learn something. I want to be inspired, be motivated. And I was thinking about it and I said, there are a lot of people who are doing their healthy lifestyle, and I'll start tagging them maybe on my posts, Lady J, if you don't mind. Like, here are some people who are out here who are really, Barry Walking Exercise, Lady J. There's another one that I think her name is Tisha. I might have said it wrong, but I just connected with her and she was working out this morning. And so where I'm in this space, right, I'm adding more people to what I'm doing. And I'm like, yeah, that's the space where I'm in. So yes. Thank you. The only Lady J was there working out. And then when she goes on her road trips and it's just me. It's just that's what I love. And this is what YouTube is about. You guys are the algorithm. We are really the algorithm. So the people that I watch and the things that I love, YouTube is very clear about it. And so it starts popping up. And so for me, it makes a whole lot of sense. So that's why certain people, if you guys had looked at on my wall, it showed me some people. There were more of you guys. Allison Map, like, this is not the only channel I have. So I'll be watching y'all, okay? And it started showing up all the people that I'm watching, all the people that are supporting, much as they could fit into that. And I was like, wow, yes. Yeah. And so, Lady J, I'm telling you, as that health coach continue to motivate people, put people out there, and then later on, if they want something, fine. But I don't mind giving the information that we can. It's just when people want more of my time, then that's a little bit different. That's business, right? But while we're here on this platform, we fire people. And this morning, it felt so good. So I may just have to. I know I have you on my thingy there, but I just know my Mondays, which are like, can be my late days and my administrative days. My Mondays, like Fridays, I make Mondays chill. Reason being, because when I used to work the emergency room, it's the morning. Mondays are when the most heart attacks happen. If you guys don't believe me, go and Google that. There's a certain time. There was a study that said that, so I don't know if they've debunked it, but look it up. On Mondays, that's where most people, and I used to work Mondays in an emergency room. And sometimes it wasn't just, not here giving medical advice, disclaimer on that. I might have quoted something and they say maybe they've debunked that, but you could look it up. You will see it. That's around that time of the morning because of what? The stress of going to work. Yes, the stress of, oh my God, you'll Google it later and you'll see it. Just don't jump off because you're gonna mess up my thing here. But you will see when is the most time or what day of the week and what time, and you will be surprised to see that. So I, being an emergency room nurse and ICU nurse, so if I'm working the emergency room, I got it all the time, even with females. And so what would happen, I would say to them, I would start talking to them because we have to do the protocol, we're putting them, we're hooking them up and all of the stuff, I don't want to get too graphic, but I'm talking to them. So where were you on my way to work? What did you feel? I felt overwhelmed, like chest pain, like I couldn't breathe. Okay, so do you like the kind of work you're doing? No. Half the time you get that. So while I'm talking to my patients to see how alert and oriented they are, I'm feeling their skin to make sure they're not diaphoretic, sweaty, or anything like that. They would actually you. And so we do all the labs and everything to send down to make sure everything is drawn and sent, the ER, we can get it done and get the results there. And sometimes they come back that either they were having a panic attack or they were overwhelmed. And so this is why I'm saying your health is so important. It may not be the sexy stuff for a lot of people, but some of the information here, or when you decide to delve into that, you can really change lives. The only lady Jay said, yes, I could understand that because I used to feel that way when I used to work office, when you worked corporate. Absolutely. And that's why for me on Mondays are my fun days, believe it or not. Monday, I don't want to really have appointments with anybody. Um, every now and then I may take a call, but it's my day. It's so laid back that administrative, I could do whatever I want to do. If it's social media, it's money making Mondays. I'll make contacts. I'll do different things. So there are different things to make it manageable. Yes, manageable, because I would see that all the time. And yes, we usually would get people that would happen to. So what I'm saying is this, Lady Jane, everybody who's listening, I went to get my physical. Yay. And I always say it's important to know your numbers. And one of the things for me, a lot of people who the hemoglobin A1C, so within a 90-day period, it's telling you how you're handling, your body is handling your glucose, we call it the sugar and the insulin level and all of that. You guys, I like to explain in terms so people can go Google it because they're going to Google everything. But it's something that you really need to speak with your doctor about. And so for me, every 90 days, I get things checked to see what that A1C is. Drum roll. I think the A1C should be around the glucose under 100. Yay. And the A1C, you want to keep that under, I think 5.6, 5.7, 5.6, right? I always say 5.6. Okay, so you want to know those numbers because it's really important. Everything else looks great. Now, the only thing about those of us in menopause, or we have perimenopause, you have the premenopause, you have perimenopause, and then you have the postmenopause. And a lot of women, the cholesterol will peak up because the estrogen goes this way. So there's something that's going on there, right? And so, like I said, speak to your physician about that. For me, one of the things when it came to me taking care of myself, and reason why I keep saying me, because I'm not here giving medical advice, but I'm talking about my personal experience and experiences. The reason being that hemoglobin A1C needs to be at 5.6. Yeah. So when it starts to go above that, you're in the pre-diabetic stage. There are some people who could go all the way up. I had one who had posted, and she had posted that her A1C was like 11 or 12. I was like, as a nurse, I didn't even know it could go that high. Well, I shouldn't say that I didn't know, but it's just because that wasn't me, but and she chose another method of how to control her weight, because for her, it was really serious that she needed to get things under control. And so, why your numbers are important, why they're important for you to have that conversation, because it can make such a difference. The body is always releasing the insulin, is releasing it in the body, okay, from the pancreas. So you just really want to know why that is happening, and how do I control how I eat? And so for me, it shows MAD, but it's OMAD, right? It's a one meal a day. And for me, it's not like a calorie deficit. It's when I choose to eat. And some of you may do that, right? Yeah. Yeah, her A1C was ridiculous. I was like, wow. Okay, I'm just worrying about a 5.8 or 5.7 because it's about 5.6. Like, whoa. So these things are important because your pancreas, oh my gosh, your liver, just major organs in your body, everything, all because of what we eat. And we're not paying enough attention to that. So the OMAD for me, and it's really how you would do a fast, because a fast is something not new to fasting. The first 3 days, usually I try to do 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. the first 3 days of the month. So that's no deal, with fasting, because once I say I'm going to do something, I do it. For me right now, it's when I eat and how do I feel? It's just like, what makes me feel good? And I noticed that I can break my fast 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. No big deal. Okay. And if I so choose to eat breakfast, they're saying within a certain amount of time when you are up, the type of meal you need to eat, so you're not just burning sugar. So maybe you need some more protein, okay, within a certain amount of time when you wake up. So you have to figure out what works for you. And for me, I wanted to what makes me feel. Eating late, then you go and lay down and your stomach is still making a whole lot of noise. And I find when I eat late, I'll wake up like 4 because I still wake up early. And I'm like, I'm hungry. I could go downstairs and eat something because my body is working overtime. It's working overtime. So with me, when I bumped into the YouTuber who does OMAD and I started checking it out, and I was like, and I find out this, guys, you eat better when you prepare your meal. Yes, you have to find out what works. And if I choose to have something earlier in the morning, I can have that. I can have my hard-boiled egg. I can have some green plantain. I could do that. I can a cup of decaf if I want to. So I can make my meals. What I'm finding out that in order for you to be at optimal health is when you prepare your own meal. I see people worrying about vegan, what I'm going to eat. Baby, especially from listen, I'm not just saying just Caribbean. We just know how to go to the store. And if I want some soup and I want some pumpkin soup, the pumpkin soup with my yellow yam, not too much carbs, right? I can go and make myself a nice, delicious pumpkin soup. Right? If I wanted to put spinners in it, the look of flour, as them say, you could do that. If not, you just make it vegetables. I don't see what the issue is. People are saying, oh, as a vegan, I don't know what to eat. Okay. But I guess people have to learn. So I apologize for that. I'm not saying people don't know what to do. So when you prepare your meal, it is better. And especially if you plan for it. I'll have a slice of blue fish, the slice, right? Then I'll have my cabbage. I'll have a nice big salad before I have my cabbage that I can steam. I can have the quinoa, or sometimes I will slice the yellow plantain. I could boil that. I could steam and put it on a nice, beautiful plate, and that's my dinner. I didn't have to go anywhere. I didn't even have to fry anything. So when I'm looking at it now, maybe because I have time, so I'm not going to be, I don't want, I want to seem as if I'm not extending grace to people. It's just now I was listening to Regina Michelle earlier, and she was saying, people are waking up. There is a shift. And there is, because now so many of us are going to have to take care of each other. We're going to have to keep looking out for each other. And this whole year has been a calling, a reawakening, even for me, because I started to say, especially when it comes to healthcare, a lot of people aren't going to be able to pay for it. A lot of them will. I mean, I'm telling you guys, sometimes people use the ER as if it's their primary care. They don't go to their doctors. And I'll tell people, if you feel that you need it, go ahead. If there's an emergency, some people are worrying about, oh, I can't pay the ambulance. I can't do this, that. And I'm always about the quality of life. If it's something that you feel that is so important that's happening to your body, happening to you, you call 911, you do what you need to do. And stop worrying about all other stuff. Because guess what? Life is, for me right now, I see it as a journey, and we're going to have all these stops along the road. Things are going to happen. And so one of the things is this: I made a decision. I will not sit at tables. I will not be in rooms with toxic people, and especially people. And some will say, well, what if you work with them? I don't have to, or I choose not to absorb them and all of that stuff. Because especially when it comes to cortisol in the body, toxic people, toxic family members, no, you are not going to ruin my health, guys. Really think of it. Stop letting these folks, you're getting so upset and so angry, and it's taking you to the next level, and everything in your body is going off because of toxic people, toxic conversation, being in toxic spaces. And if you need to withdraw, do that, because your body, your health deserves it. Okay? It deserves it. So no toxic people. No toxic people. May I tell you, the one only Lady J, I am telling you, I am not playing with it. Nope. Some of those family chats, y'all need to get out of those chats. I just archive. And when it's anything I need to question, I do it. No, seriously. And in my family here, they'll probably be like, we don't want to talk to you either. But no, it's so many of us. But sometimes it's all these different groups. There's different this, the different that. I currently see two nonprofit boards. That's it. Somebody else had asked me to do another one. I said, no, actually 3. You see how I get myself in these situations? Yeah. I listen, come out of the family chat, because me have a family chat. There are some family members who never spoke. All of a sudden, me not sending them anything, Me not, listen to me now. For all of my Caribbean people, me never say me not send them nothing. But me no need to be in no chat room with nobody, because y'all fake. No, seriously, they know say my mouth no parent anyway, so. Yeah. And, those of you know I go on missions, I travel. So, I mean, that's not the part of it. I just don't need to be in the space. It's just too much. And then even when you think you're not upset, it's a little ginger tea, right? And it's not strong, so it shouldn't give me heartburn. But the ones that will say, what you have for me? What you send for me? What this? Listen, at this time, this is what we're going to be able to do. And stop feeling guilty about that stuff, because you have one body. When I look back at it, I said, oh my God, we put so much stress and pressure on our bodies. And then we have, the insulin levels all the way up there. And we put so much stress on our pancreas because we are our pancreas, right? Because then we decide to have the coffee. Well, I don't like sugar in my coffee, never did. So, but sometimes though I do like a little condensed milk. So I had to stop that. When I did that and I stopped it, and no condensed milk, no rice. I was doing the 75 hard. I probably got maybe 30 days and that was it. But I did stay off those things and it made a difference in my life. So sometimes you have to say, this is what I'm going to see what's the alternative that I could use for that. So we're putting on the stress also with all that sweet. So in the morning now, you go have the coffee and you go have the donut and you have the sugar in it and you have all of these things and your poor body is like pumping more stuff to bring that level down. It's not fair to our bodies. And the more I can think about it, like, man, yeah, I don't need all of this stuff because now I'm thinking about what's going inside the temple. And then if it's too much of it out there, what happened? Then it has to send stuff. Then the liver was just like, Lord, have mercy. What are you doing? Right? So now we have to think. We used to think about, oh, how am I going to look in the dress? Am I going to have my Coca-Cola bottle shape? Am I going to have this? When in fact now, let's go inside and see what's happening to our bodies, right? Am I putting in enough water? Am I eating enough fiber? Am I getting that from my food? Am I getting the nutrition? Even with the children, the kids, what do we buy for them? Oh, they love apples and bananas. They love apples, of mangoes. The apples, the red apples, I cut them up. They call them French fry apples. Oh, so their parents are like, only at grandma's house they get that. But I cut up the little apples, make them look like French fries, and they love it. So now we have to, even with our children, okay, the pop whatever. I saw them. I said, a pop what? I said, when you guys were little, I never gave you any pop thing. I'm not going to anybody's house telling them what to do with their kids. But I was like, diabetes now is called, there's type 1 and 2, the juvenile, okay? Diabetes, once again, this is not medical advice that I'm just speaking from what little knowledge I know, right? And so with the type 1, the juvenile diabetes, that's the one they call, and the pancreas does not, and supposedly does not make any, how am I saying supposedly? Many of you are gonna go Google this stuff, right? And then type 2, it does, but you can control that by your diet. OMG. So what does that we need to do? Right? The little knowledge. They ain't gonna come here and school because I ain't got no papers for them. Right? So yes. So the thing is now what we need to do, and after lunch, Allison, 30 minutes, just go and walk. Just go and walk because the body is a machine that is so intricate. The way that it is created, it needs movement. So now we're back to this level. We're back going into what's happening. How can I, eat my meals so I don't have too much carbs, so I don't get the itis? The itis, right? We know what this girl, I just ate all of this. Right? And so we need to make sure that we have our vegetables, our fiber, our protein, and the carbs. You can leave that for last. How do I leave my rice stuff for last? By the time you have already fill up on that other stuff, you'll feel so much better because of the spikes that some people get in the insulin spike, right? Or glucose or sugar. Right? So we need to understand now, let me be nice to my body, because within that window of time, and now I'm understanding when I break my fast, break it with something. There's certain like avocados. Some people don't like it. I've grown to love avocados. In the islands, we used to call it pear. So I would break with that. You can have, all right. So what did I have this morning? Hard-boiled egg. I had 2 hard-boiled eggs, and I broke down after 1 something. So between 1 and 2, and that ended up being like my dinner. So I said, you know what? It's kind of late by the time I prepare it. So I had 2 hard-boiled eggs. I had half of avocado. I had some green plantain that I squashed, and I'm trying to remember. Yeah, my protein would have been the eggs. I didn't have a lot of vegetables, so I had some steam, believe it or not. I had some steamed broccoli with a lick of cabbage and stuff like that. They would say, oh, that's a lot of gas. It don't bother me. But I just knew because I went to the store later on and got some salad and stuff like that. But I wanted out that you want your let's see if I can do this. It's gonna turn off. You want your see that? You want your plate to look like that. All right. So that was one of the things that I am learning now. Now, I'm not a nutritionist. If you guys have any friends who are nutritionists, they rock. Nutritionists, if you have any friends who are nutritionists, listen, they know their stuff and they're always so quiet when you work on in the floors like ICU, CCU, and the different floors for me where I work. When the nutritionists, they would come around to make sure you're getting enough of all the essential things that you need in your meal. Because, guys, nutrition is not really taught in medical school. They get a little bit, and even nursing school. Did you know nutrition is one of the hardest classes? Where I went and I got my RN, that was a class that will make you or break you. And a lot of people, when I came in, there were people who failed nutrition. And so they were coming into my year. They said it was the hardest. So anybody who knows nutrition, baby, you better know. Yes, they will tell you, watch any of these podcasts, listen to them. It's not really taught. So that's why if you all right, so here's some gems. If you have your insurance, some of them will cover a nutritionist. And especially for your children too. You want to know that. I started talking about diabetes and how when it comes to dementia and Alzheimer's, now that's considered type 3 diabetes because of what's in our bodies. I don't want no company to come after me. But if you look in our sodas, in some of these pop things, in some of that stuff, what is that ingredient that you see in it? And so it's clogging our systems. So let's start to look inside. Now that I understand more that my body needs movement, because guess what? If not, it go lodge in the muscles. We have to. And the reason why I'm just keeping it like this, guys, like I said, I can make more of a presentation with it, but I just want us to do a little reading. I want us to go ask more questions. So after I eat, 30 minutes later, go take a walk, because now you're helping the body to say, oh, let me burn some of this off. Right after lunch, I know you're working with the kids, Allison, so that will keep you moving and catching them little kids and do whatever you need to do, right? And just being on point. But let's give our body, help it out somewhat. So for me, what I started to notice, especially now for those in menopause, the belly fat. The belly fat, that is so serious. And sleep. Me, I'm trying to go into bed earlier because if you're not sleeping, another thing, the toxic people, toxic conversation, being in toxic rooms, and I choose not to be around anything that's going to put me off because I just don't, I'm just too I'm not at that space and that place anymore where you have to play nice. You have to play nice with people who just say things, people who try to make you feel, and you just try to fit into their little box. Let's stop it right now. 2026, we are not even dealing with that. We're not even entertaining it. I don't have the capacity or the bandwidth to play those games. I'm just not, And so it comes a time in your life when you say, I'm taking care of me. I'm taking care of my headspace, whether I need to meditate, whether I need to pray, whether I need to be in that calm space. I need to listen to some music from Nitya and all of them, or I listen to my wisdom sparks at nights, and sometimes in the morning I do listen to her. And I schedule everything, even I'm so intentional about who I listen to in the morning. It's Marvella. I'm over there listening. Relax with Mel. I am going where I find you guys, people that I love, and it does good things for me, right? It releases what they say, the happy and the good hormones. So do something for you. Choose not to stay in places and spaces that I'm saying now that's going to create havoc on your body. For what? Absolutely not. So that's something new that you're doing for yourself. Yes, the best thing for the belly fat is raw food with lots of water. Absolutely. And what I noticed, my belly, I got a little here, like the Pillsbury. Ooh, it was just getting too cute. And so with the OMAD, and like I said, I don't put myself in a calorie deficit. I am eating my food. I'm just eating when it's good for me. So if I finish 4:30, 5:30, I'm good. Sharon feels good. I can sleep better. There's noise in my stomach, and I drink my water. I always tell you guys, keep water at your bedside, please. Please keep water at your bedside. Some people think that they have to gargle before they drink. I don't care what you have to do, but if you wake up and you feel it, just get some water. Get one of the small ones. Keep it at your bedside, because there's some studies that have shown, and I hate to quote things that I cannot back up, but you may want to find out why to keep water at bedside. I was watching this podcast and a doctor was speaking about certain strokes, believe it or not. And now that I've said it, I may just have to find that information and come back. But not medical advice, probably hearsay. This is for entertainment and educational, maybe even entertainment purposes only. But in other words, keep the water at the bedside. Very important. If you ever wake up or your throat, you don't feel clear, because there are times too you can get dehydrated. Some people do have sleep apnea. They have other things going on, but just keep some water. And I have the small bottles. And then in the morning, by the time I get up, you should have room temperature water, teapied water, not hot water, teapied water. And I bought some lemon. And now they're telling me, I saw lemons without seed. I was like, no. So I paid more for the organic lemon. I want my seed in it, right? So you can have it with lemon and teapied water in the morning. It is the best. For me personally, that will clean you out. It would actually clean you out. Yes. So the belly fat that's something that movement is important. Watching the types of meals, the cortisol level, your insulin level. It talks about insulin resistance. It's by this. One doctor said when anybody comes into her office and they see the belly, and our men too, we keep calling it a bare belly. We have to get they don't like doctor. Men don't like going to the doctor. Costco lemon would say, good to know. Raw food. All right, so your gut health is important, right? Okay, gut health is important, and you have to decide what foods. I still steam. I have a steamer since the earlier, it's been months now, more than 6 months since what do you call that thing? I don't even know what you call it. A microwave broke. We just haven't used a microwave anymore. I have one night I'll bring it, with the little steamer and put some water at the bottom of it. And then you can heat up if you have your vegetables. I usually like to cook my vegetables and eat them right then and there. But if anything you need to steam or to rice, they're saying no more than 24 hours in the fridge. Everybody is telling you garlic, you can't put it in the fridge. Onion, you just try and use all of that stuff, because ginger, all of those things, you don't want to, with fungus on it. So you have to decide, what do you heat up? So no, I don't have a microwave. So you steam until everything is bright green. And all those things I know, but like I said, with life, you're so busy. But when the perimenopause or menopause, all this menopausal thing that's happening to your body, it's not responding that way. It's not responding the way that it should. They now tell you can't do too much exercise because of inflammation and everything else. So I just decide like, hey, if I want to go on my treadmill and I want to walk at a 2.8, I can do it. If I want to do a 3.2, 3.5, I up it. Then if I want to do 4, I do 4. And if I want to do 4.6 to 4.8, that's a light jog, right? So I do what makes me feel good. And when you're doing what makes you feel good, it's so different. And then I find some of the weights like 20 minutes. So now the older that you get, weight bearing exercise are important. Yes, you, the only one who knows your body. And since I've been doing what makes me feel great, my numbers look great. They weren't horrible before, but like I said, I was keeping an eye on the A1C and understanding more how glucose and how insulin and being insulin resistant, how even our children. I remember years ago, one of the I had a professor and she worked in peak time and she said there were children who had high cholesterol level and high sugar level. And how do you know? Some of them you'll see the back of the necks. When you see the back of the neck gets really dark, some of the people have the tags, the skin tags. I mean, a lot of things are happening. And then even with our children. So that's why now we have to take control of what they are eating. We have responsibility with this quick stuff. You have to find ways to make it exciting for them. All right, thumbs up. Thank you, Casey. Thank you for being here. Like I said, I'm trying to go to bed earlier because, and remember guys, melatonin is a whole nother thing. Okay, so this is why our sleep, it's important to us. This is why I say to start reading a little bit more and start asking questions. Put things that many of you are using Chat GPT, go into Chat GPT and say to Chat GPT, if this is what your doctor's saying is going on, give me like 5 or 7 important questions I should be asking my doctor. And either you guys print it, screenshot it, put it in the phone section of your note, and stop worrying about them being so busy, right? If they don't answer your question, if they don't have you, they don't have a business. So stop worrying about your primary care provider being too busy, cannot answer your questions. You want to know. When I was going for my physical and I called this office that it was somebody that I'm supporting them, they put me on hold for 10 minutes and 40 seconds. At no time did somebody come back and say, thank you for holding. Okay, I called back, I left a message. No one called me. So you know what I did? I went to an urgent center. And I just went and got my labs done and my physical or whatever else I needed. So I just right then and there made a decision to take my business elsewhere because that kind of treatment was just a little bit too much. Anyway, I needed to have things done. So 2026 is going to be where we're being intentional about our time, our energy, and our resources. There's so much stuff that you can learn here on YouTube. That's all good. But I'm going to tell you, like I said, I am not a doctor. I'm just talking about my personal experience. Any of it is for entertainment, never say educational purposes. I'm just saying, using myself as an example, that I want to know more about my body. I am paying, in other words, I'm paying more attention at this time in my life. Why give my body doing so much work? Why overload it with all the sugars and all the other stuff? When in fact, if I flip the way that I eat, it makes a huge difference, you know. Your body breaks more. I think the body works hard, burn more calories when it has to break down protein. If not, correct me on that. But it's to do a little bit more work. Yeah. Yeah, Casey's about to go to bed. Yeah. So it's bedtime. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Sleeping is so good. And we're going to talk about that, how we make sleeping comfortable and make fun and how can sleeping be fun? My night clothes, I have one drawer. It's now I took them out for the winter time. All my stuff is there, from my comfy socks to everything. So I don't have to go looking for anything because I'm ready and we're going to sleep. All right. But yeah, guys, I wanted to talk about that. I'm excited about the series that I've been doing, 21 Day Care for Self. I will drop a link. You guys can sign up for free for those who want to get on some of the calls. I do some of those, so you'll get on a list, and then I hit that list when we're sending out that information. Some of you can upgrade to the 21 Day Care for Self. We're going a little bit more because there I can speak a little bit more freely. But I do believe the information that's being shared, and like they're saying, it's a shift. There is an awakening. Don't wait until you're like, oh my God, I'm this age, then I start to menopause or whatever. You're going to see how it affects you, your family, yes, your partner, your husband, and your children, because they're going to think you're crazy. I want to do better. I need to do more consistent and intentional. Yes. But so then you have to look at the people you hang around, the 5 conversations that you're having. Okay. So I'm at the place in the space right now. I'm just connecting with people who are in alignment with where I am. I don't mind sharing with folks. And so that's why I do these things. Like I said, I have the 21 Day Care for Self. Try and get the link for it. Just sign up, get on there. There's information that I've shared with people that they chose to do that and found some things out and were able to correct it. Many times it's a correction that the body needed. Oh, my vitamin D isn't David. Remember, guys, I was telling you all to check your vitamin D levels. Let me tell you, this is my assignment to you. Go find out why that is so important. Yes, you can take your vitamin D. I take D2 with K3. Yeah. So I take a little something. Dude, I have it here with me. So or if your doctor gives it to you, but you want to find out. That's my assignment to you. Why is vitamin D so important for males, females? So these are the things. That's okay. So Allison, those of you who are still here, that's your homework. You want to find out what is vitamin D and why is it so important for the body? It is going to rock your world. Where do we get it from? Sun, but we're here in North America, so all of us, and then you're going to understand about melatonin and all of this good stuff. Listen, can I share something with you guys before we go to bed? No, I'm gonna save this for the membership because it's gonna rock your world with what I have to say, and I think some people know it. That is one vitamin that the body cannot do without. Absolutely. And you need to know what that is, and you're gonna see how important it is. My God. So the awakening that's here, I think the people that I'm tuning into, like the one, I like how she said, the one, the only Lady J, right? The only Lady J. She's out there. She's doing something that's absolutely amazing. This lady's always out there walking. She's thin too. And I saw that. And one day she had down her camera and it was like, listen, she ain't got that little belly fat. This walking be working. She had on it was a long time ago, her camera, and it was preparing some meals. And she went past the camera. I was like, yep, I'm out there every day. Lady J, I went out and I got my good shoes. I was walking. This was last winter. I'm out there. And I'm thankful and grateful for Barry, walking exercise with Barry, who really got me outside walking again. So there are people, and also look at it. I am intentional about who I'm listening to, what I'm watching, what they are doing, how does it fit into my current lifestyle? How does it fit into my current lifestyle? Anyway, guys, yeah, I did promise I'm not going to keep you all much longer, but I really appreciate you. Thank you all for coming in. Go get those numbers done, the labs, find out what's going on. Our 21 Day Care for Self. It's at, you can on demand, you can get that, but more stuff will be coming up into the new year. It's about your health, your wealth, your legacy, and spirituality. That's how I live my life. That's where I am. And I am thankful and grateful to know so many of you are doing the same. Thank you. Thank you. All keep it up. You will never regret. You're absolutely right. Then we're going to talk about the next why we should do a little weights. Why it's so important. Yay. Yeah, your girl. Oh, they woke me up now. Don't play. Don't play with me. Don't play with this thing. All right, beautiful people. Until next time. Amen. To God be the glory. Thank you. Yes, Allison. Yes. I'm going to, when I'm done, I wanted to do this before I'm done. Before you guys watch the replay, give me like a 60 seconds. And I'm going to drop the link for the 21-day care for self so you guys can have access to it. And if you guys want to upgrade, it's going to be good because this information, this is about you right now. Anything else I can teach everybody anything. But the thing I know with high achievers, high performance, when it comes to high performance, and you go into those masterminds, guess what, lady? The one thing they're talking about, you got to make sure this is good. They don't care how much, and there are people in there making, they don't worry about that. This is it. And so we can't play with it either. All right, beautiful people, until next time. Oh, you guys are coming in now. They're coming in wondering what's going on. 58 minutes I've been here. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you all. Good night, everybody. Thank you. I'm going to want you to come back to the replay. I'm going to want you to take a listen why this is so important that you're able to take care of yourself. However you choose to eat, I am not mad, but it's OMAD. It's my one meal a day, but you can have 2 meals a day. It's up to you. Do what feels well along with your doctor. I don't want to move things because the light may go off. But like I said, I went and I did my labs. And the results are good because I started to listen to my body. I started to listen to my body, what it wanted. I start to really enjoy my meals. And like I said, if you do 1 meal a day, you can. If you fast, that's it. But my doctors are very clear on what I choose to do. I'm not putting myself in any calorie deficit. It's just I choose a certain time to eat. And when I eat, I feel great. And majority of the times I prepare my own meal. And if I go out because of, culturally what we eat, I know what to order. I don't eat a lot of rice because some people put sugar. You ever know some of the foods are so sweet? So if they steam, I can have steamed vegetables. If you eat meats, you can eat your meat or whatever and your carb and a little. And sometimes I don't even want it, right? But you are going to need some. So start to figure out what works for you, what feels great. And if it makes your body feels good, then you're going to do it. All right, everybody, gotta go. Thank you so much. We're going to talk, all right? The 21-day care for self will be down in the description. Until next time, bye-bye.